Chapter 1964. Although Olivia had been with Daniel desperately for several years, and was even pregnant with his child, he still abandoned her completely. Later, Olivia became the concubine and plaything of two wealthy men. Yet, instead of gaining much benefit, she suffered countless humiliations, endured hardships, and ultimately ruined her reputation. Now, Olivia's life was even more miserable. Even though she still lived in the luxurious beacon-top villa, she had gone hungry all night and didn't even have money for breakfast. At this moment, seeing Daniel again brought back all the memories of those years, filling her with overwhelming sorrow. In no time, tears welled up in her eyes and began streaming down her face. She choked softly, her voice trembling, "Daniel. Why didn't you want me? Daniel. What did I do wrong that made you leave me so cruelly? Daniel." With that, Olivia broke down and sobbed uncontrollably. Seeing her daughter cry like this, Lucy's heart ached deeply. She gently held Olivia in her arms and comforted her. "Olivia, believe your mom, you will definitely find someone better than Daniel in the future." Olivia cried bitterly and said, "How could that be possible? My reputation is completely ruined now. When people talk about me, they only laugh and mock me, for being nothing more than the plaything of men older than my father. They tossed me aside when they were done." Having said this, Olivia suddenly turned and glared angrily at the old lady. "Richard. It's all your fault. All because of you, you wretched old lady. You forced me to seduce Sean. Richard. If not for you, my reputation would never have been destroyed. If not for you, Daniel and I might still have had a chance. You ruined me, Mrs." Richard was startled by Olivia's furious outburst, instinctively stepping back as she stammered, "How can you blame me for this? Didn't you agree with Sean Richard yourself?" Olivia snapped angrily, "Nonsense. If you hadn't forced me, how could I have agreed? You just wanted Sean Richard to use me in exchange for investment. You sold my body for wealth and prosperity, Mrs." Richard retorted angrily, "Olivia, search your conscience. Did I benefit alone from this matter?" She then pointed at Lucy and shouted, "Don't forget, Sean Richard gave you $10 million in the beginning, but in the end, it was your parents who enjoyed that money. If you want to blame someone for selling your body for wealth, don't just point at me. Your parents were part of it too." Lucy's face turned pale and ugly at those words. Harsh as Mrs. Richard's accusations were, they were not lies. In the beginning, Mrs. Richard, Lucy, and Michael had all admired Sean Richard's ability and wealth. Together, they persuaded Olivia to sneak into his room in the middle of the night. And Olivia herself was not entirely forced, it was half coercion, half her own choice. At that time, she had already broken up with Daniel, her family's financial situation was worsening, and she had grown tired of living in poverty. A part of her vanity had driven her toward Sean Richard. Remembering this, Olivia blushed with shame. She knew clearly that everyone bore responsibility for what happened, including herself. As the saying goes, in an avalanche, no snowflake is innocent. With this thought, she no longer had the will to argue with Mrs. Richard. Instead, she squatted down and wept bitterly. Mrs. Richard ignored her, turning her gaze instead toward the luxury cars parked outside Alex's home and the large gathering of influential figures. Her heart filled with deep regret and sorrow. Lucy, meanwhile, felt both bitter and resentful. Thinking about how Alex had once sent her to the black coal mine, her anger only grew. She gnashed her teeth and cursed, "Isn't Alex just a fraud? What the hell? Master, this bastard. How could so many big figures believe him? They must be blind." She gnashed her teeth and cursed, "Isn't Alex just a fraud? What the hell? Master, this bastard. How could so many big figures believe him? They must be blind." Mrs. Richard sighed heavily, her voice full of despair and regret.